This is going to be the hardest stream, broadcast, video, whatever I've ever done in my life. You guys wondering where I've been for the past 3 months? Well, there's a reason for that. You guys have watched my streams and whatnot, and hang on, let me just see if I got audio. Yeah, I've got. You guys have been watching my streams and whatnot for like the past, I don't know, since I've started doing these on a weekly basis. I'd say like late 2021 or whatever, because we had nothing better to do during lockdown. But yeah, you know that my mum was struggling health wise and whatnot. She was. I think let's just rewind the tape here. I want to say early 2020, just before COVID hit. I noticed my mum was starting to have problems, and they said, "Oh well, we better prep her for dialysis and whatnot because she had diabetes and kidney disease and all that." So. Yeah, I've gone over it countless times on my streams, but just in case no one knows what's been going on, we'll go in detail here. So yeah, basically they prepped her to get a fistula put in in March 2020, 23rd, I think, just before COVID just went crazy, or just after. And we were like, yeah, I guess she'll be good now. We can do some treatment and whatnot, and we'll be good to go. But as you know, things don't quite work out the way you want it to 95% of the time, and it all got pushed back because everything was shut down. So, Mum was like, "Oh well, we'll just have to wait." And it was perfect timing. It really was perfect timing. But so we would just be going out. We'd have lunch or whatever. Wherever we could actually go out and have lunch. And I noticed my mum was starting to just randomly fall asleep. And I didn't think nothing of it. I thought, oh, she just got bad sleep. She just... Oh, she stayed up all night. Silly bugger, she's going to be sleeping all day, but... If only I knew how sick my mum really actually was. And it baffles me how she managed to hold on as long as she did. She was very sick. Very sick. And I didn't have the slightest idea. Her blood was basically raw sewage because her kidneys were rapidly failing, and it was just causing her to just sleep all the time, and it just debilitated her. And throughout most of 2021 it started to get really bad, but around February 2022, well, at the beginning of 2021, she got hospitalized for the first time, and that's when I started to think to myself, something's going on here and I don't like it. And, it was kind of a new experience to be by myself for a bit, because I always looked after my mum ever since we moved into this new place, and I was basically her full-time carer. And, we'd always spend a lot of time together. Me and my friends would always spend time with her, and, we were pretty close. But, being alone by myself for the first time is when I started to realize that, things weren't looking too good for her. And let me just bring her up here. Yeah. think that's one of the last photos of her that I can bear to look at, because she was in such a bad state pretty much afterwards. But yeah, as the time went on for a bit longer, this is so much stuff that happened to us, man. Like, the amount of absolute unnecessary bullshit we had to go through, like just cab drivers bitching about having to put her in the back of a cab, or saying, oh, why didn't you bring an ambulance? Like, yeah, because you can't put a wheelchair in an ambulance. And just the amount of grief we had to go through was very, very discouraging. And I know Mum was really tired of it, and I know I was really tired of it. And things just kept escalating throughout 2021, and then it reached a fever pitch the next year in February, where she basically got hospitalized because she had a fall. She, I'm not sure exactly what happened, but I know one time she fell over and put a pretty big cut in her head, and she bled out all over the floor, and I was asleep. I didn't know. So, I'm waking up at 3 a.m. with ambulances banging on my window, with blood everywhere in the living room, and I'm like, oh, great. Just another day, and this type of thing would occur on a weekly basis. Just the absolute mismanagement of the health system, and just lack of empathy that we had to go through and suffer through. But she went to hospital, and she was in there for a long time. She would have been in there from February all the way to like June. And she was finally able to come home. I'd visit her every day. Like, I'd literally catch a bus every day to visit her. And I had to friggin' show my vaccine papers and, mask up and, put a swab up my butthole, the whole thing. Every time I went to visit her, and it was like, I was just watching her getting sicker and sicker, and there was nothing I could really do about it, because the system is what it was. It was still seized up, and there was a long waiting list. And, when it comes to that, there's not really much you can do but sit back and just watch, the shit show unfold. I got this beautiful picture that Heather sent me about my mom and all that. It's in the thumbnail as well, but I thought that was really amazing. Thanks so much, Heather. Let me put my webcam on so you guys can see where I'm at. But yeah. She was in hospital, and then, I didn't think much of it. I know that she kept falling asleep all the time, and whenever we'd go out for walks or whatever, she'd like fall asleep at the wheelchair, and she'd almost end up driving into traffic. I'm like, hey, Ma, what the hell are you doing? And I just I just didn't want to see it like that anymore. I just wanted something to get done. And, I bitched and moaned. I said my shit on the streams and everything, and just talked about how, oh, this horrible thing happened today with me and Mum, and this horrible thing happened. These idiot nurses are not looking after my mum properly, or these idiots are screwing up their prescriptions, or these numbnuts are, it's... I couldn't do it anymore. It got to the point where, there's a bit of time there where I kind of took a step back and gave it a week, and then I came back to visit her again, because I was just so done with it, and... But yeah, she came back home around June last year, and, she was in good spirits. They got her a Sara Steady that she could stand up in, and, I used to help lift her up with the nurses that would come by, and It was it wasn't very pleasant. The sights and the smells. It was, I'm not gonna go into that, but yeah, she was. It was about that time, and I started to realize that something was terribly wrong here, and I just did everything I could. I just did what I thought was the right thing to do, and I just stayed by her side. Like, I just constantly visit her. I just did what I had to do, just to make things a little bit better for me and her. Just see her laid out in the hospital, and just me coming up with a smile on my face. Hey, Ma, I bought you a drink. Hey, Ma, I bought you some lunch. And, and she'd give it to her, and she'd take a bite out of it, and just immediately throw it up. And, was not very fun, and but it's she wasn't well, and she wasn't well for most of last year. She had to get rehospitalized in July, just before my birthday last year, so that wasn't very nice. Because she was feeling very frail, and she fell out. She was in a wheelchair. Her wheelchair was broken. We were waiting for years to get a replacement wheelchair, and she was just flat back on the thing because she slid off it, and we had to wait about 4 hours for an ambulance to arrive to help me drag her up because I couldn't pull her, and that was a big mess and everything, and yeah, it's then she got hospitalized again, and she used to call me all the time on my phone. She'd be like, "Hey, Matt, how are you?" And just to check up on me. And I'm like, "Don't worry about me. I'm worried about you." She's like, "Oh, don't worry about me. There's nothing wrong with me." So, she was a very strong woman, very very caring, very giving. She'd give you the clothes off her back. She used to always give my neighbors stuff. My neighbors respected the hell out of her because she was so nice to them. She used to give them flowers and little things, and like, she was just so nice to everyone, and it took me a while to realize that because I was ignorant to it. I didn't realize how much she was respected, but she got rehospitalized mid last year, and I kept visiting her when we went to the Echo together, and she won stuffed Pikachu because she loved Pokemon. That's why I played the National Park theme, because that was her favorite song. She used to love listening to it, and it always reminded me of her. Like, I remember I said in a stream not too long ago, that song always reminded me of my mother. So anyway, she won that stuffed toy over there, and I'm like, wow, you got some arm on you, you really pegged that ball in that basket and all that. And she's like, yeah, I still got it, and yeah, it was, I was thankful I was at least able to spend time with my mom, before what eventually would occur. And it would all the pain and the misery that we were in would all finally come to a head the next year. So basically, when she got released from hospital, I want to say around September, October, she went to transitional care, and when they rehabilitate people to get put back in the houses and whatnot. I mean, she was already in rehab the first time she got hospitalized last year, but she built her strength up. She was able to stand up for a while, but after a while, it kind of just her health just kept deteriorating to the point where she couldn't really do that anymore, and she was just feeling weaker and weaker. And but anyway, so she got sent to the transitional care, and I would go up there and visit her. I used to take 2 buses up there every day, 2 buses, and walk through this crazy neighborhood of Zilmia, and dodging all the the meth heads or whatnot, just to go and visit her every day. And that was fine. And then the staff there were actually pretty good, and it looked like she was recovering. She was on the mend, and I felt like put the song back on again. Something. Let me turn it down. I felt like things were gonna be all right. Play another song. I was I was like, yeah, she's doing a lot better now. She'll be ready to come back home. And well, that's not exactly what happened. She got sent to a aged care facility where they to be fair, they did take good care of her. But I got some pictures of the transitional care place here. That was the bed that she slept in, and I used to always come there and visit her all the time. And it felt like a prison. It really did. It felt like jail. It's not a very fun place to be in. Neither was the aged care facility she was at. When we moved in there around December, I want to say last year, I was like, yeah, this is cozy, because at least the room looked like a room instead of a damn hospital. But I still had the feeling that we were being confined, and yeah, but my mum wasn't too happy about being there when she got sent there to Regis and Sandgate. And there's not much I could have done about it. They wouldn't let her come back home. She wanted to come back home to me so bad. And she just, the powers that be just said that she wasn't, fit to go there. So she got sent to the aged facility. And, sometimes things just seem to just, things were just spiraling from that point. There was a lot of thoughts going through my head around October and September and October that were not very positive. I was definitely feeling very, very, very angry. But, at the same time, I was accepting what was happening. I wasn't really, I don't know, I don't think I was really paying that much attention to how sick my mom actually was. Because I thought it was just, she'll be alright, she's just having a bad spell. We'll get that dialysis done because she's got the fissure in her arm, and I was like, oh, it'll be good. But it wasn't. And I don't think it ever will be. The whole experience we felt together was just something of just pure misery and hopelessness. I was preparing for the worst, to be honest with you. I really was. I was ready to be like, hey, we might have to start thinking about what we're gonna do with the funeral and whatnot. And my mum was like, what are you talking about? Don't be silly. And I was in a voice call with my buddies on Discord one day, and she said, I don't want to see you or talk to anyone right now. One day I showed up to the aged care place, and she said, why'd you bother coming? And I said, because I wanted to be here for you. And, you know, I was there. And I said I'll always be in your corner. I don't care if you hate my guts right now. I just want to be here for you. And I did what I had to do. I did what I thought was right. And there's nothing I could have done, you know. I wish I could. I really do wish I could have done something for her. And I blame myself for not getting her the treatment she deserved because I didn't have any money or because we had to wait forever to get stuff. I just didn't know what to think. I was so confused. I spent a lot of my younger years just bullshitting everyone and pretending I was something I wasn't. When in reality, I just wanted to me and my mum just wanted to be happy together. I just wanted to be down to earth, just keep my feet to the ground and just look after her and just try to live a normal life. I was just so sick and tired of everything. And I said to her one day, she said, I'll think of something, don't worry. I said I would get her a new wheelchair when I save some money and we'll go out and we'll have dinner. And the nurses were all there, you know, giving her food that she wouldn't eat throughout most of December. She would just refuse to eat because she couldn't eat because her kidneys were at, let's be real here, 1% for like a good month. And I don't know how she kept it together for so long. She'd always get agitated with me. We always argue. But that was a side effect of kidney disease. When your kidneys are failing, you get irritated, you become confused, you don't know where you're at. She would always, whenever I talked to her, we'd be having like 4 different conversations at the same time. And when she forgot what we were talking about, I had to explain everything to her again because she didn't know what we were talking about. But I just kept it together. I just kept it together. And every time I'd visit her, I'd bring her some food, or, you know, I'd just go to the vending machine and stuff my fat face with chips or whatever and just sit there and watch TV with her. And she'd just be laying there and... I know, Heather, I'm sorry too. I'm sorry I couldn't help her. I'm sorry I ran out of time with her. I wish I could have done something for her, but I couldn't. And I got really angry one day. She said she didn't want to see me. She said, you got to make your own Christmas. And the nurse came in, shoved the food in a plate, and then walked out in like 10 seconds. And I threw the chair down and put a bloody hole in the ground. And I stormed out of there. And, you know, they banned me from the place, apparently, from what I heard. But my Uncle John, who was starting to contact me more often. I never had any contact with my family, you know, because I was so focused on taking care of Mum. Nothing else mattered. It was my job, Mum, and maybe the music and YouTube and video and gaming bullshit that I do just to take the edge off, just to make myself feel a little bit better about myself. You know, and, you know, my uncle talked to them and I was allowed to come back a few days later. I came back in after New Year's because I was in a pretty bad way throughout Christmas and New Year's. I drank a lot. I don't usually drink, but I drank way too much. Really, it started in October where I just drank 2 bottles of wine. I just freaking just passed out and just threw up everywhere. And I'm like, that was when I realized. I got a letter from the hospital in October 2022, and they said, we regret to inform you your mum is not improving and they have to move her around to transitional care, and life happens, good, bad, days pass by. Yeah, I definitely did try to celebrate it. I celebrated it, man. I did. We went to the Ekka and she won that stuffed Pikachu that's sitting in that freaking thing there, and we had a ball. It was great. Probably should have did a language warning there, because I get a bit colorful, but freaking it was. I tried to make the most of the time we had left because I knew there wasn't much left. I wanted to think that she would get better. I wanted to think that she would be alright. I really did. But things were just not. Things were bad. And when she started to get confused around, December and January, it was hurting me. And I know it was hurting her too, because she knew that what was coming. She didn't want to admit it. When I came back and started visiting her again in early January, she said, "Hey man, how you doing? Are you feeling alright?" And I'm like, "I'm feeling alright. You're flat back in this friggin' jail cell like a damn, you asking me how I am?" And gave her a hug and we just laid together for a while. I know she didn't want to. She was happy to see me, but because before she was so angry. But that particular day, she was happy to see me. And I just kept visiting her every day, and her voice started to slur, and it was kind of difficult to hold a conversation with her, but I just ignored all that. She said, "Why are you here?" And I said, "Because I want to be here." I don't know. I just wanted to be there for her. I just wanted to just keep doing my streams and just keep pushing forward. And regardless of how angry I was at the system, I didn't want negativity to affect me or her. I wanted her to be happy, and I wanted to be happy. So, each day I went up, swabbing my nose, putting my mask on, walking in. After taking 2 free buses and a train and God knows how many other damn things I took to get all the way from Sandgate from where I live. But, I knew things were not great when I started noticing that she couldn't talk properly. And, about a week before she texted me. She said, "Bring some prawns and some Sprite up. I'm hungry." She, you know, went to some overpriced fish and chip shop. Got that shit friggin' DoorDash to me or whatever the fuck. Thanks so much. Put it in my backpack. My black backpack that I carried with me everywhere, every time I went up to visit her. And, she was doing another belts of her extremely long sleeps. Yeah, she wasn't responding to anything I was saying to her, and I'm like, "Hey, Ma, what's going on?" And, you know, she's fast asleep, and they're like, "Oh, they must have kept her up all night, the bastards," you know. I left the prawns there on the table, and that was the day before Friday, like about a week and a day before she passed. But I left them there while she was asleep. And when I came up the next day, the nurse said to me, "Your mum loved those prawns." She ate them. She threw up everything else that they gave her, but she ate the fucking prawns. I couldn't believe it. I couldn't believe it. I was like, you gotta be fucking kidding me. You know, I was just laughing my head off. I'm like, holy shit, you know, and Mum was awake. She was awake, and I said, "Yeah, you bloody ate my prawns, didn't you?" You know, and she's like, "Yeah, they were yummy." And you know, we were having a talk. We had a conversation about we're talking about getting the new wheelchair. She's like, "Have you rung those guys up about the new wheelchair? Need to get one so I can get out of here." And I'm like, "Yeah, I'm on the phone with the guys. They're gonna push it forward for you so we can throw that piece of junk that's sitting in the damn toilet out." Because the friggin' room was so small. You just had the bed and then the toilet. That was it, you know. And so we just shoved the wheelchair in there because there was nowhere else to put it. But you know, I pulled it out and see if I could have a look, see if I could fix it or whatever. And she's like, "Oh, you fixed it." And I'm like, "I think so." And, you know, so I rid it around the damn room like an idiot, you know, and just, she's like, "Get off that thing." And one of the last things I said to her, I said, I'll figure something, I'll get that wheelchair for you, and we can go out and have some lunch, get out of this godforsaken place, and just relax for a bit. And, you know, I said, "See you later, and I'll see you tomorrow." I actually had to see her on Monday because on the weekend I had like some long shifts or whatever, so you know, I didn't really have time to go see her. But you know, I did my stream, my Pokemon Coliseum stream on the 13th, and yeah, that was good, you know, and had some good rest on Sunday and woke up that Monday morning. You know, business as usual, get my damn ass on the buses and go up and see her. And walked into my mum's room, and she was She was just staring with her eyes open, just looking like she was just in a trance. And one of the nurses pulled me aside and said, "I think your mother is ready to go to heaven soon." And and I said, I probably did one of the biggest screams I've ever done in my life. Outside, I just cried and cried. I just stood by my mom and just cried and cried and cried. I said, "This can't be happening. This isn't happening." And she was just staring at this into space. And I just stood there and I just hugged her. While she was just laying there, I laid next to her. And I said, "You'll be alright, we'll be okay. You're just having another sleep. Asshole nurse has kept you awake all night again." And you know, went home that day and I was very, very upset. My friend Jimmy, who you guys might know as Gold818, rung me up on Discord and we talked for about 2 hours on the train home. And, you know, I felt dead inside. Like literally nothing mattered anymore. I just didn't feel anything anymore. I was just so numb. I feel like everything I done was a waste of time. Everything we went through was all for nothing. And she's gonna die. And there's nothing I can do about it. Thanks, Jimmy. I see you in the chat. Yeah, bring your name up and then Jimbo comes like, "Woohoo! Here I am." Yeah, good on you, mate. But, you know, it's just... I just felt like it was all a waste of time. Everything I bothered to do, all the sleepless nights I went through looking after Mum when she was, you know, calling out for me and everything, and all the time she fell out of the wheelchair and I had to lift her up, and it was all for nothing. But I went home that night and I didn't know why I couldn't feel anything. I didn't feel anything. But I knew what was coming, and I didn't want to believe it. But I knew it was coming. Honestly, I was expecting this for a long time. So the feelings I felt, I just felt numbness. And that was about it, really. It just felt really numb to everything, and I went home that night, went to sleep, woke up in the morning, and I said, I gotta go up and see her again. I have to go see her again. And, you know, I was out of bed at like 8 o'clock in the morning to go up there, and, you know, because it takes 2 hours to freaking take a bus down there because I don't drive or anything, and you know, I was got on my way up, and I thought it was just going to be another one of me just standing over her, just crying my eyes out like a little bitch. But as soon as I walked through the hallway to approach her room, I just saw a bunch of paramedics and ambulances carting her away. Which yesterday, yesterday she was making noises and whatnot. It was kind of like gag reflex, and I called the nurse and I said something's wrong with my mom, and they tested her blood pressure and said it was fine, and then the nurse pulled me aside and said what she said about her, maybe passing, but paramedics carted her out, and I said, "Mom, are you all right?" And then, she's like, "Are you the son?" And I'm like, "Yeah." I said, "Did you know that she was like, no, I didn't know that I didn't know you guys were here." I had good timing for me to get there when I did. So, I was able to, the paramedic said that she's very sick and we need to take her to the hospital right now because she got hospitalized a few weeks back because she had fluid in the lungs and whatnot. I'm not sure what they call that, pulmonary edema or something. I don't know what the technical mumbo jumbo for that is, but yeah, she had problems with that for a while. But because she had so much fluid in her body that wasn't getting filtered because the kidneys were failing, and we went up to the hospital, and the guy's in the back saying, "Open your eyes. Can you hear what I'm saying?" Blah blah blah. And I'm like, "She's got a fistula in her left arm. If you want to do emergency dialysis or whatever you do, then you can go ahead if it'll help." And the paramedic said that he couldn't feel the fistula there. So the fistula at some point must have failed and stopped working. So they had to get her into the ICU immediately and put her on a respirator. She was still breathing. She was still breathing, but she wasn't conscious. I think she was in a coma. I want to say she was in a coma. That's what it looked like from my perspective. But it was getting really bad. She was starting to bleed from the inside, and they let me in there with her while she was on the machines, and I just hugged her and I said, "I love you, and I'm sorry." The guy comes in with his bereavement package, says, yeah, throws that in my face and blah blah blah, and social worker says his piece to me, and I knew what was coming. The main doctor that was working on this said, she's had slight mild heart failure, and they're going to put her on antibiotics, but there's a very small chance that she might pull through. But if she doesn't, then but I stayed there with her for as long as I could until they moved her into the EMU section of the hospital she was in. She was in Prince Charles Hospital, just all the way down south from where I live, north I should say, and yeah, they put her in the EMU unit, I think they call it, and they just started pumping her full of morphine, and I just sat in there and just watched some YouTube, played some music for her, and she wasn't responding to anything I was saying to her, so there's not really much else I could have done. But I just sat there with her, and while she was making some pretty horrific sounds, every time she did it, it was like I just been stabbed in the freaking throat. Just every time she did it. I just couldn't. I couldn't stand to see her like that, but I had to be there for her. I just had to. I just had to be there for her. And been there for where I was. And it hurt me every time she breathed. But yeah, I just sit there with her all day, and then I went home. Went up the next day on the Wednesday, sat there all day, went home. On the Thursday, the 19th of January, her condition didn't improve and her kidneys were at 1%, the doctor told me. And they said they're going to move her to palliative care, and I'm like, oh wait, they can actually do something in palliative care? And like, my face lit up. I'm like, oh, are they going to actually try to do treatment or whatever? And the doctor had to tell me no, they just want to make her feel as comfortable as she can before she passes away. So, it's another gut punch. But, I went up there with her, and I kept telling her, so you don't have to worry about me. I'll take care of myself. You told me how to take care of myself. You don't have to worry about it. You don't have to worry about me anymore. Don't worry about any of this shit anymore. You'll be all right. We'll be okay. And they wheeled her in there and in this dark room in palliative care, and just sat there and just stared at her while she was just breathing more and more shallowly. Is that a word? Shallowly? I don't know. She was just getting weaker and weaker with her breaths, and the doctor told me that she could hear what I was saying, which is why I wanted to make sure I got my word in, when I could. So I said what I wanted to say to her, and my uncle went over to visit my uncle, and went over back to her place, and went over to see Mum, I should say. And my uncle was constantly ringing me up wanting updates, and then I went over his house, after on the Thursday, and then just went back home from there, took an Uber, and he said, "You hang in there, Josie, you'll be okay," And she actually had me dictate a message before she passed away on a Friday, which I posted on her Facebook page for her. When I said the last things I said to her while she was conscious, she told me to dictate a message, so I did that. And all the people that were commenting on, saying, everyone was messaging me on Facebook. I rarely check Facebook, but I made sure I checked after the message was posted, because everyone was reaching out to me, and it just blew my mind how much people actually cared about us, even if it didn't seem like they did, because there was lack of contact or whatever. And it was really heartwarming to see that. But yeah, her condition didn't improve the next day. I went up really early on Friday to see her, and then I just went over to my uncle's place afterwards. Last thing I said to her was that I'll make sure those bastards don't get your money. Yeah, and Discord as well, everyone was hitting me up. It was amazing. But I made sure I got all the bank stuff in order, so that all the money was sorted out. But that didn't really matter to me at the end of the day. I just wanted to make sure I was there for her for the last few hours on this earth. So I said I'll if I don't see you again, Ma, I'll see you again some other time, you know. Went over to my uncle's place about 2:00 in the afternoon on Friday, and I get a phone call on my mobile, which as soon as I heard it, it just you know, like just freaking just stabbed me, you know. It was just, I didn't want to answer it. Like, I really didn't. I didn't want to answer it, but I had to. Picked it up. Hi, this is blah blah from Palliative Care. Is this Matthew? And I'm like, yes. She told me that my mother just passed away. And I just like, you know, just want to pull my hands down my throat. You know, I just felt sick. I just felt like I let her down. I let everyone down. I feel like I screwed everything up for her, and I just felt like everything I did was for nothing. But I knew I did everything I could. But at the time, I felt like I just let everyone down. And I'm like, you know, I just wanted to flip off God or whatever, you know. I'm just like, why me? Why me? You know? You know, they say that terrible things happen to good people, and that certainly is the case for my mum, because she was such a good person. We drove as fast as we could to the hospital. We didn't give a shit about the speed limits. My uncle just drove as fast as he could. I didn't give a shit. Really didn't care. We got there at about 5 minutes. It would usually take us like 10 minutes to get there. We got there. He's just telling everyone to get out of the way and everything, and I'm just... Anyway, you know, went in there and I said, I'm just here to see my mom one last time because she passed away. And then they showed me to the room and they closed the door behind me, and there she was. She was so peaceful. Didn't make a sound. I said, man, you got your eyes open. Shut your eyes. What are you doing, Ma? You know? I just said a prayer. I'm not even a religious person. I rang up my uncle's brother or something, and he's a minister, and we just said a prayer, and, you know, I just hugged her, and she was so cold. But I just, you know, I just said our piece, and then I said, I'll see you later. And that was it. I just walked out. And that was it. That ride home, I don't even remember it. I don't remember a single damn thing about it. Like, it just happened like that, and I was at home. All my neighbors were out the front, and they all gave me a hug, and you know, my next door neighbor, Donna, who was a good friend with her, was absolutely devastated because they were really good friends. My mum loved gardening, so she used to always give her flowers and stuff like that, and she always loved to give back to people. She was such a giving person. She'd always grow flowers for people, and she produced for people. You know, it was. She used to be on a farm. She used to work on a farm. She was a chef. You know, she would always try to give back to people. She didn't want anything in return. You know. She didn't ask for anything. And she just got left to die the way she did, you know, in agony, pumped full of morphine. So, that was the end of it. That was the end of that chapter. The whole decade of her just being really ill finally came to a head. And that was the end of it. All that effort I put into, all that time I sacrificed my social life. I never talked to my family. All that stuff I did just to look after her because it was the right thing to do. And not be a selfish fuckwit. All that time, it all. I couldn't save her. It wouldn't have mattered what we'd done. She was too far gone. Dialysis wouldn't have done shit. Oh, whoop-de-doo. She would have lived another 6 months in agony. Hooray. You know. So I couldn't blame the doctors. I couldn't blame the health system, although they didn't make things easy for us. It was just unfortunate what happened. It was just unlucky. That's all it was. And I wish things could have gone better. I wish I could have done something for her health early. But I didn't have the funds nor the manpower to do it. I had to rely on the public health system, which was already a death sentence if you ask me. Especially nowadays. I did everything I could. I wish I could have done more, but I did everything I could. It didn't matter what people thought about me. They could judge me all they want. Oh, he lives with his mum. I chose to move in to this house to look after her. It wasn't... It was my choice. I wasn't forced to do this. I could easily, go back to my, in my office in the city and just... where I'm at right now and just... I always let her come here to stay with me. I said, get out of that crap box down south and come live here in the city with me and we'll go out and have lunch and... I wanted her to move in with me. While most kids are leaving their parents behind, I chose to stay with her because it was the right thing to do. I had to do it for her. I don't care what anyone says. People can say what they want about me. I know I did the right thing. People made fun of her weight all the time, posting stupid memes on Facebook or whatever. But I knew what I was doing was the right thing, and I had to do it for her. Not for me, for her. I wanted to make sure that she was happy. I did everything I could. I wish I could have done more, but that's really all there is to it. I did everything I could. Anyway, enough depressing bullshit. Let's get on to the actual tribute, shall we? Alright, so let's lighten the mood up a little bit, shall we? My buddy Mark, who you guys know probably from the podcast and all the videos we used to do together. I've known this guy since 2005, so we're pretty close. And he was at the service with me, with my uncle, when we saw my mum off when she got cremated and everything. But he sent me this soundbite from 2017 of my mum, a conversation that he had with her, which will kind of give you an idea about, what type of person she was. So basically, my buddy Mark was having some issues with someone stalking him or whatever, or ringing him up and harassing him or whatever. But I won't get into that. But really early in the morning, my mum calls him. It is just so funny. It really is. I'll just play this for you because I got the link here on Facebook. This will give you an idea of what type of person my mum was. This is just classic. I'll just play this for you guys. I'll just mute my mic.
Hey Matt, how you going?
How are you?
Oh, hey Jesse, I'm alright, how are you?
Are you sick?
No, I just woke up.
Oh, because Matt said you were sleepy and you're sick yesterday.
I was pretty tired yesterday, yeah. As soon as I had dinner, I just went straight to bed and then woke up at 9 at
That
night.
sounds like Matt. He went to bed after he seen your thing. He just had dinner and he went back to bed. I don't know what's going on. Ever since they did that test on him, he's been sleeping day and night.
Oh, wow.
At the hospital when they did that lightning test on him.
Yeah, the EEG, yeah.
Yeah.
Bit
I haven't heard from the
of context behind that. I was getting seizures every day around that time, so
specialist yet. And I took him to the hospital for his shoulders on Wednesday. They're going to do a bit of physio at the moment because they said while they're being investigated with seizures, he said we won't attempt an operation because he could have one in the operation room, and he said then we'll be in trouble. So he said we'll look at it in 6 months after they decide what sort of seizures he's got and how to treat them. I said they're giving him all this medication and all he's doing is sleeping. Sounds stupid.
The medication makes him sleep.
Yeah. And I said to him, there's no sleeping pills in there. It's only the seizure stuff that they give him. I said he had this migraine pill, but he run out of that ages ago. It used to make him really drowsy and sleep.
Yeah, anything with Oxycontin in it, or if it's codeine especially, that'll make you pretty drowsy.
Are you still coming out here today?
I can do. I forgot.
Because if you don't mind, I wanted you to pick some boxes up in Sandgate for me.
In Sandgate? Okay.
Yeah. I told Matt to tell you, and he said he told you. I said to myself, I'll ring him myself. You know what he's like.
Yep.
And I've had a virus for over a week in the chest, and it won't go away.
Oh.
They're medical boxes for me. And my brother was giving me some supplies because I run out of mine, and it's been costing me $90 a week for bloody pads. I said, God, how ridiculous.
Yeah.
Yeah, because they said, well, you can't have any till July. And I thought to myself, what am I supposed to do in the meantime?
Yeah. That's a bit stupid.
It was stupid.
Yeah. So the brother-in-law's got stacked under the house, so he said I could have 11 boxes.
Oh, okay.
So that sounds good. He said, take as many as you want, he said to him. He said, I've got plenty.
Okay, that's nice of him.
Because you're not supposed you can't stop ordering them, because if you stop ordering them, then they say, they don't need them anymore, so we'll just cut their funding off them and won't give them to them anymore. So at the moment he's only using a few, and I said to him, in a couple of months' time, you might be using a whole box like me in 2 days, you know?
Yeah.
Because that's how it works out, because he's got prostate cancer.
Oh, shit.
Look, poor bugger. He's got a cyst on his ball sack, and the doctor's been draining it for years, and they decided to do chemo on it and burned all his insides out, so now he can't hold his urine anymore.
Oh, God.
Yeah. How
Love
stupid
burying
is that?
people, didn't you, Ma?
Because Becky said to me, because she worked in the ward there where they used to do it, she said that happens to a lot of people. They burn the insides out and then they don't get rid of the cancer, and then they've still got the problem. And then you got incontinence as well.
Oh, Jesus Christ. Okay.
Yeah, it's a bit mean for a man to have that as well. Women usually get it from having children, and stressing out when they lose a child and stuff like that, because I lost 5 of them.
Oh, wow.
They said it's related to stress,
Yeah.
my one. Yeah. And I said to Matt, stop stressing me out. He said, oh, I'm not stressing you out, Mum. And he's pacing the halls and he's in here. Are you all right, Mum? I said, I'm fine. And then I see him.
Yeah, it really was. Let's just continue.
Sleeping on the lounge. Because he
Ah.
wants to be close to me. He thinks I'm going to croak it in the night. I said to him, I'm not going anywhere. Oh, his stupid father put stupid shit on the line and upset him. He said all he wants to do is upset me. I said, well, all you have to do is block him up. But I want to see what he's doing, he said, because he'd be saying stupid shit about me. He don't have a son and he doesn't have a wife. He's single and he wants to mingle. That's what he puts on there. And Matt gets upset about it. I said, no use getting upset. It's been over 9 years. You know, it's stupid.
Yeah.
Then he tells him, stop living with your mother. Go and get your own place to live in and do your own thing.
And people wonder why I hate my father so much.
You don't have to do what she tells you to do, he said.
Uh-huh.
He likes living with his mother.
Yeah.
And it's cheaper.
Yeah.
I said to him, we can't afford to live on our own, so he does his thing and I do my thing.
Yeah.
Some guy asked me out for lunch the other day and he said to him, you go, Mum. He said, I don't care. I said, you can come too. I don't want to go on my own, because he usually likes going to lunch. There's a new place up at Stafford City. They just opened. It's Cafe 66. And we went in there yesterday and we had 2 great big burgers and it had a side of chips as well and lots of salad on there. And it was only $18 for the 2.
Oh, wow. That's pretty good.
That's really cheap. I'll have to take you there.
Yeah.
It's really nice too. It was lovely. And the Asian people that run it, but they're all nice. They all bow to me. I don't know who they think I am.
You look Asian?
All the Chinese do that to me as well.
Ah.
Okay. They bow to me. Anyway,
They think you're Asian.
it's you can do that for me. I'll give you a few dollars for the petrol.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, will do. Just
You can
right,
take
yeah.
Matt with you so he can show you where it is.
Okay.
Just in
So yeah, I don't want to dox the street name there. So yeah, basically, you know, that was mum. That was just how she was. She's always worried about other people, and yeah, the whole thing with her having to wait to get pads and stuff. It's just, and then me just stressing out all the time. It wasn't healthy for either of us. But no, that was mum. Very. She didn't mince words. She'd tell you exactly what she thought about things, and that's what I liked about her. That's how I got a lot of my personality from her. You know, she always used to tell me, stop being lazy, you know, go out and meet people and don't worry about me, I'll be okay, kind of thing. And, you know, she was special. And she was real. You know, she wasn't a fake person. She told you what she thought. I got some old photos here scanned that I'll bring up for you guys just so you can have a look. This is some really old photos from like God knows how long ago. Oh man, there's just she got around. She used to document a lot of stuff with her camera. She was like she was kind of like a prototype to what a modern day vlogger would be. She always used to document everything. Can just I got this all on oops, sorry, I just opened my stream up there. Just got some awesome photos here. Let me bring up here of her when she was younger. She was definitely there we go. Oh, I have to change to Windows 10. There we go. Yeah, I'll bring that up for you guys. Oh, it's not showing up. Give me a second. Oh, it's because all this stuff's over it. No, it doesn't wanna. Sorry guys, give me a second. Just get my camera out of the photo here. I'll bring this up for you guys. Why is it not showing up? It's weird. Oh well, I have these photos downloaded, so I'll just bring them up that way, I suppose. No, it still doesn't want to come up. That's weird. Oh, I have to I have to highlight everything. Yeah, there we go. Yeah, my bad. Yeah, Boomer Demo's here trying to figure everything out. Get rid of that. But yeah, yeah, she was she held me when I was very young. You know, she was always there for me. She took care of me, you know. I was the only surviving kid. You know, because she had like 5 children and I was like the only one that made it through, and there's my dad there when he was I'll be fair with you guys, my dad wasn't always terrible. You know, at one point he was a good father. So you know, yeah, laying half naked on the beach, yeah, good on you. But yeah, they'd always spend time with me. We'd always go out, and you know, there's my uncle there on the far left. You know, when he was about 100 pounds lighter. But yeah, she was always there to you know, have my back ever since I was very young. And that's when she got married with my dad. Oh, that's such a beautiful wedding dress. I still have it. Mum and dad were so happy together, and things were so good. Well, we thought things were going to be great forever, And my mum's family background was very mixed. It was a lot of Italian and, Armenian but she didn't really have much contact with her family. So it was kind of like most of the people that hung around us were on my dad's side of the family or, something like that. But, yeah, she was very jovial. She was very happy, a very happy person, She didn't really let anything bother her. She just went with the flow. And, she didn't care what people thought, and she just did her own thing. She got married, had a beautiful wedding. There's all those fond memories that she staunchly documented on a level that I can't even comprehend right now. I can't believe that half of these photos exist, but she was she came from nothing basically. All her family didn't want anything to do with her, and she came to Australia, and she wanted to start a new life here, and I was all for it. Well, at least my family was all for it because they took her in because she didn't really have anyone, and my family were good to her, and it's amazing that these photos survived. This is really rare stuff. But she was, it's such a beautiful photo. It's just she was so happy. She was so happy. I thought whatever was going through her mind, like she was ready to put everything behind her and just start a new life, and all the stuff she went through with her family, moving from country to country, from Armenia to Italy to wherever else they went, and eventually she ended up here, and she grew up here, and she wanted to start a new life. And it was good for a time. It was really good. Actually, I think that's one of her relatives. I'm not sure. I can't remember. This gentleman here. But, yeah, no, things looked really good for us, There's just so many good memories I have with her. There's just so many photos, of her that she's just document, and, looking back now, it kind of hurts me to see these pictures because of, of the type of person my dad became. But he tried as much as he could to make things work between us. He stuck with us for at least a long time, but when we really needed him most, he left. 2008 when Mum started to get sick. So, I just have mixed feelings about him right now. When we tried to reach out to him when Mum was starting to get ill, he said some pretty horrible things. He said, well, this is your mess, you can clean it up and stuff like that, and I was angry. But at the same time, I was just, I don't know. She used to just document everything. There's just all these photographs of me, and she just did everything she could to preserve the state of happiness that she was feeling for as long as she could. It was a different time back then. It really was. It was more traditional family values. Family meant a lot more than it does now. because everyone's all caught up in BS that, it's just, you don't spend time to appreciate the simpler things, like just hanging out with people that you're related to, or just going out in the backyard, just having a stubby, or, it's just, I don't know. I just feel like Mum was always going to be there for me ever since I was young. And turns out she was, And, I'll forever respect her for that, because she didn't run away. She didn't hide. She was really real. And, that's what I loved about her. She didn't hold back. She's very vocal about your opinion. If she didn't like something, she'd let you know about it. Meanwhile, she's taken thousands of photographs of me because she was obsessed with me. And, I don't know what else to say. I guess she was just Mum was Mum. That's just all she was. She's literally the first thing I think about when someone says the word mum, because she was basically, she epitomized that moniker. It's just as mum. That's all, That's just how it was, There's the Wreck of Leeds Club. God knows how long ago that was, and yeah, good on you. We always used to hang out, and the family, and his grandma, she was so happy that my mum was happy. And I think that's Casey. She actually reached out to me recently. She's pretty cool. But yeah, yeah, my dad's seen better days here. Yikes. God, beer belly. But it's just, I don't know. I miss these times where we used to just hang out and just, I don't know. I really do miss the simpler times, There she is. Yeah, Mum. Mum was Mum. That's just who she was. She was just so always happy, and she didn't really care about her. Well, I wouldn't say she didn't care about her health, but obviously she was having problems with it, and I guess it just comes with the territory of just being a mother. You kind of put all that aside and you focus on your children, I guess that goes with a lot of other things, and I don't know. I guess what I'm just trying to say is that Mum was just she was just so focused on me and making sure I was raised right, and she used to take us out to these, big trips to Moreton Island, and we always used to just go out and hang out, and it was really something. Growing up with my mum was an experience, because a lot of my dad's family, they were like traditional, like a lot of Irish and a lot of European background and Middle Eastern, and there was like a hodgepodge of culture together. And whenever we, it was just, I really do miss it. Like I would, how did my poor Lucy? I can't believe that photo survived. I thought it was gone, but yeah, yeah, mom always took photographs of everything. Beautiful dog. Yeah, I have a better copy of that photo somewhere, but yeah, that was a scanned one that Mark did, so it's kind of aged, so it kind of came out like crap. But it's just yeah, there was always She was always there for my birthday, and you know, she was absolutely obsessed with me. You know, me with my googly eyes and just looking like a freaking weirdo. But she always made sure that I was taken care of, and you know, just looking at these photos, it just brings back memories of Mum, and you know how she used to just make sure that I was raised right, and I was always happy. She always got the toys I wanted, and you know, when I got older and I started getting obsessed with Pokemon, she got me, you know, Pokemon Red, and as soon as it came out, Pokemon Gold version, and just the look on her face as I was opening the package and putting the game in and playing it was just priceless. It's one of the few good memories of my childhood. I didn't have much of a socially. I had a bad childhood, but you know, one of the few good memories that I have of my childhood featured my mom just smiling at me while I was playing Pokemon Gold, and she used to love watching me play it, and she used to love the music in it, and that's why I played the National Park theme at the beginning of the stream, because it always makes me think about her, because she was always there for me, getting me what I wanted, and that was her in New Zealand in like 2000. Yeah, it was my dad. You know, Dad was dad at that time. I don't know if he was still, you know, but yeah, my mom she just loved nature. She just loved being in nature. She just loved plants and flowers and gardens, and she used to love walking around in them, and she just, I don't know. Let me put this in full screen. F12? No. F11. There we go. But yeah, you know, my mother and father were, here you go, Heather. Kiwi. But, you know, we had me and my mum always had that strong bond together. And it's something that I'll always remember about her, was just the fact that she was always there for me when I really needed her, and I was there for her when she needed me. And that's really all there is to it. That's basically just summarizes how I feel about her, and how the experiences of oh, it looks like a Kia. Yeah, I think that's what it is. Yeah. We went to New Zealand 2000. It was great. We went to the springs and all that, and all the like the smoke springs, or whatever they're called, like a place called Rotorua or whatever it was called. But yeah. I think they were in Auckland at this time. I think they just went across the mountainside. But yeah, it was I wasn't there for this particular trip, but I was for the next year, I think. Oh wait, yeah, this is 2001. Yeah, this is after the first trip to New Zealand, so it must have been 2001. I can't remember, but anyway, yeah, you know. My mum just loved photographing, you know, just these awesome pictures, and she was pretty, you know, tech savvy, you know. She got all the film and had all the cameras and everything, and you know, she knew how to handle it, and that was just something she loved to do. She just loved snapping photographs. I mean, I don't know what else to tell you. You know, it's just Debbie Rose. No, these pictures are beautiful. Yeah, they are. They're just amazing. But yeah, you know, I don't know. My mum was just, she just loved just being outdoors, and you know, she just loved being in the thick of it. You know, even if her health was starting to decline, it didn't stop her from, you know, getting out there and getting photographs taken, and it was just, I don't know. It was just something else. But anyway, how do I go back? I gotta put it back out of full screen. There we go, back. But yeah, that was that's basically it. I mean, you know, we always used to hang out and take photos, and I don't know, it's... Sorry, I'm just trying to find the ones that were taken in 2000. Some of my favorite photographs are in that, was it birthday? Matthew birthday? No, I don't think that's it. But yeah, Kyle Rosen, it's beautiful. Yeah, I gotta agree with you there, Kyle, definitely. But you know, yeah, I just can't believe that she's gone. I mean, she was such an integral part of my existence for the longest time. Everything that she did for me and I did for her, I'll never forget. You know, just all the memories I have of her are just going to be immortalized, you know, thanks to the power of technology, I suppose. But it's just, you know, it's there was just so much stuff, you know, and all these photographs she took with me, and you know, I was always her number one fan, and she was my fan, you know. And sorry, I'm just trying to find the photos of the New Zealand trip that I was actually at. But oh yeah, she made sure she snapped that one, didn't you? God. Oh no. You gotta love it though. Yeah, old drunken Santa Claus. Yeah, okay, yeah. You know, it's just, I don't know. She was just obsessed with me. She just constantly snapped pictures, and you know, it's just amazing. It really is. And his dad. You know, they always used to hang out with us, and trying to remember which camera it was. No, it's not it. There's the wedding one. There you go. If you guys missed it, this beautiful photo of Mum in the wedding dress that she had. Bellissimo, as they'd say, you know, it was perfect. She had such a good start, you know, and look at that friggin' TV. Oh my god. Oh no. Wow, that's the 80s for you, I tell you. Yeah. Santa Claus being all overgrown. Yeah. It's just, nah, this really was, she really did get like the best start in life, you know, just came, you know, she's traveled from country to country, and then eventually she came here and she was able to marry my dad, and, you know, just, I don't know. It's just the vibe of her existence was something that meshed really well with me, because I just felt like I could, you know, just spend so much time with her. And she always used to snap photos of me, and she always got me everything I wanted. She bought me my, you know, Easter eggs, and you know, she did everything she could for me. And you know, that's me when I was in the incubation. You know, she snuck in there and just took a photo of me, and I'm like, really, Ma? You know, look on my face. I'm like, come on, man, I'm trying to get some sleep, you know. You know, it's just, uh, like I really, my mom was really, she was obsessed, just absolutely obsessed, you know, and I'm thankful for being obsessed with me because we built up a strong relationship, and you know, even though I had my problems when I was a kid, I was going from one special ed school to the next. She was always there, making sure that I was okay, and you know, it's just, I don't know. I'm kind of lost for words right now looking at these photographs because this is just really, really takes me back. You know, just the attention to detail that she put into documenting my existence is just unreal. You know, it's just, I don't even remember this. What the hell is that? They put me in one of those things with wheels, and I was like, oh yeah, this is fun. You know, it's like, I don't know. She did everything. She just did everything for me, and she just laid me out, and just, you know, just, it was amazing. She was amazing to me. You know, I just couldn't see myself not having any other mother, because it's just, it's a rarity to have someone that cares so much about you, that is willing to go out of their way to, you know, document you. And yeah, I've already gone through these ones. Sorry, I'm just trying to find the one that my wait, did I just, that's the Fuji one, right? Yeah. Alright, so Fuji 12 something. Oh yeah, this one here. This might be the one with the New Zealand photos. Let me just see if I can bring it up. Oh no, oh my god. That was my old bedroom. I don't even remember any of that. I do remember these patterns on the wall, but who the hell is that? I don't know, someone. But yeah, you know, yeah, it was you like the 2001s you posted on Discord. Yeah, that stuff was really good. Like, it really. Yeah, no, I was you know, it was, that was my old uncle can't remember, Uncle Jackie? Yeah, my mom was looking after him because he was ill. Or it's either that or someone else, I can't really remember, but I know I had a lot of people that looked after me when I was young. It was just such a huge family vibe, you know? Like, look at this, like, I really miss this, like, I really do. It's special, you know, and bedroom pics feel like found lost footage. Yeah, I didn't even know these photos even existed. That's why I'm so thankful for Mark for scanning them for me, because you know, yeah, I was over the wall. I'm like, man, this stuff's so rare, you know. But anyway, yeah, just a lot of good memories here. And sorry, I'm just going through folder by folder just to see which one had the New Zealand photos. But oh wait, I think I've already gone through that one. Did I already go through this one? Yeah, I did. Kodak Gold 400. Give me a second, guys. Bear with me. Let's see this one. Oh yeah, I think this was the second New Zealand visit. This is the one I was at, I believe. Oh yeah. Oh man, those springs, they stunk like hell. Oh jeez. I think I actually got sick. One day because of the smell or something. I don't know, sulfur. Oh wait, no, I don't think this is the one. Oh yeah, there it is. Oh, that's great. Oh, that's freaking great. Like yeah, that's Rotorua. You're right. Yeah, exactly. And that was my mom was there with me and the dad and oh my god, that was horrible smell, but I loved it. Like I didn't want to leave. Oh, look at these all this cool freak. Yeah, I just wanted to make everyone aware that it stunk. You know, it's just stinky sulfur. Yeah, but you know, it's you know, it's where a lot of organisms came from. You know, the underground. So you got to respect nature. You know, and here I am ready to pass out. I suppose you know. But yeah, you know, there you go. Here's one for your nice little bit of. Is that Maui or is it a Tongan or Samoan or something? I can't remember the origins of these sculptures, but you know, there'd be something like Maui, maybe. I can't remember, but yeah, you know, yeah, we went in there at some sort of convention and. You know, we just hung out and still sinky at the Murray. Yeah. There we go. Yeah, I think this was this was Islander stuff or Maori stuff, like traditional dancing that we went to watch, and you know, that was always a good time, just seeing this different culture for a change instead of just just a bunch of big burly dudes sitting around having a family brouhaha every night, and mum would snap photos of and whatever. But yeah, it was a change pace. You know, I liked my time in New Zealand. It was good. It was probably one of the best memories I have with my parents. You know, but yeah, you know, the only thing on my mind around this time was like, when can I play Pokemon again? I wanna go home. You know, it's just. I don't know. It was an interesting era. Here we go. Yay! Get into it. Good on you. You know. It was something else, man. It really was. Let me just scroll through this other stuff and. Oh yeah, beautiful sculpture. I thought these were cool. Like I was like, man, this shit's freaking crazy, dude. You know. Yeah, but yeah, that's a good question. There's so many lost photographs out there, you know, Kyle. I gotta agree. And this looks like some sort of shrine, I believe. But yeah, you know. Anyway, let me just yeah, that was some freaking amazing pictures, you know. Just oh wow, you know, it's just. This is back when I started to play football, and my dad and some people used to hang out with had like a charity football game, and they all used to go out there and just tear it up, and that was good fun, you know, watching that. And I think they had a match with the A grade All Blacks or something. It was like some sort of charity thing. I can't remember, but I think they were called the Old Boys. They were a kind of like a clique from the local Leeds club, the Redcliffe Leeds club, where I used to go to all the time, and you know, they travelled over here to play football. It's the only reason why they went to New Zealand for 2 years is because of this. But obviously, the sightseeing was a second priority, so I'm glad we were able to do that. Oh god, that's blurry as hell. Focus needs more focus. Oh yeah, it's definitely you know, my mom wasn't exactly. Well, yeah, she was. She was a good photographer, you know, but sometimes you had to work with what you had, and Fuji 100 probably not the best format for that. Let me just keep going through here until I land on those pictures. I don't think they're even in here. Some more photos of me as a baby. Yeah. Let's see. 1982. Oh yeah, there's just all this other stuff. as well, and the wedding from '82. Some beautiful photos here. Let me see. What's this? 1411. No, I don't think those other photos are on here, but I do have a copy of them I can bring up here for you guys. Give me a second. Give me a little minute here to find them. 2000, and here we go. Oh yeah. Oh yeah, here we are. This was around the same time period. Give me a second. Let me change window capture to photos here. Oh, I might have to change it. There we go. Oh no, it's not working. Oh, okay. I'll just do the desktop capture then. Give me a second. Hide desktop icons. No, don't show them again. Hide them. There you go. But sorry guys, bear with me. Yeah, she got this funny photo with me here with hang on, let me just add a new source in here. Display capture, here we go. There we are. Hey, there it is. Yeah. But yeah, that was around 2000 in New Zealand. Just got me in front of a giant Pikachu, and oh my god, it was something else, you know. It really was. Some of the happiest moments of my life around here, being able to experience a different country and different culture and hang out with a giant Pikachu. I mean, what more do you want, you know? And but anyway, yeah, nah, you know. Oh, sorry, I didn't mean to do that. You're on camera, you know, whatever. Give me a second. There we go. Let me put this back on here. But yeah, you know. It was good. It was good for a while, you know. But anyway, how long we've been going for? Almost 2 hours. Yeah, I think I've said everything I need to say, you know. I don't know. I'm actually really, really enthralled by the amount of people that bothered to turn up in the live chat. I really appreciate everyone that showed up. You're already exceeding the amount of people that showed up for the actual service that I had for my mum. So, you know, I can't thank you guys enough for that. But yeah. Oh, here we go. This might be it here in New Zealand. Yeah. Let me bring these ones up. Oh, wait. I think I'm already showing these ones. Yeah, I really appreciate everyone that turned up. Oh, yeah, here's some more. There's Dad. You know, he just freaking scored a try or something. What a guy. I mean, my love for football came from my father because he was pretty big into it, you know. But yeah, you know, it just sucks that things turned out the way they did, you know. I just wish. This is the Kiwi International Hotel. Oh man, I loved it here. There was this weird Wheel of Fortune game I used to play. Oh, that was so much fun. Oh yeah, yeah, just chilling out on the couch, you know, reading. What the hell am I reading? Star Trivia. What? Yeah, getting my important information into my skull. Yeah, right. You know, just. I believe this is near Auckland when we took a boat trip to somewhere out Wellington or whatever. Yeah, it was like a giant boat, and it had like a friggin' yeah. A lot of the family and friends came along with us, and you know, I fell asleep because I stayed up all night. You know, I was really exhausted, and Mum was just there, and yeah, you know, I was really close with my mum. You know, she was. Look at that friggin'. What is that? A cake? I just ate the whole cake or something. Oh my god. Yeah, you know, you know, she was, you know, sorry, it's just seeing pictures like this is just, it really hits, you know. But yeah, you know. Oh my god, what am I doing? Yeah, gotta love that Adderall. Makes you act like a freaking crazy person. You know, it's just, you know, it was. Don't know what I'm doing there. Mum's just laughing her head off because I'm just acting like a complete idiot, you know, just. Yeah. Oh, here you go, Heather. Sky City, Skyline, Auckland. That was a friggin' amazing picture. Too bad it's on film, so it's kind of blurry. Well, it was kind of it was low tech film, so it wasn't exactly pristine. But you work what you got. Work with what you got. You know, it's just, you know, it's yeah, it's just memories like this. Oh, this is a little bit better, and it's still a little bit chunky, but you know, it's nice to have these memories to look back at, you know, and just always spend so much time with my mom and, you know, and my dad. You know, my dad was there a lot of the time for me when I was young, you know, and so regardless of what I feel about him now, at least we have this, you know, we've got something, you know, and wow, I was skinny as hell, man. I don't even know how much, they must have been pumping me full of the shit, you know, when I was young, because I had ADD and all that, and yeah, but anyway, it's just stupid. Oh god, look at me, think I'm Eminem or something, you know. I mean, to be fair, that was kind of the thing in the early 2000s, you know, just trying to act like a, you know, just a rap guy, a gangster or whatever, you know. Just, yeah, you know, yeah, that's, it's nice to have these memories, you know, and it's nice to be able to look back and just be like, yeah, we did that, you know, and Mum was constantly documenting me everywhere. Oh my god. Even when I'm swimming. Yeah, gee, Ma, thanks a lot, you know. But, yeah, it's just, there's some more photos here. This is the third one. Ah, yeah, that's when I played football. Mum took that photo of me, you know. That was when I was starting to kick some ass, you know. But, yeah, you know, it's just me and my grandma and, but yeah. Oh yeah, there's the Game Boy, you know, that my mum got for me. I was so happy, and yeah. You can't buy memories like this. This is the type of stuff that you just cherish. I wasn't too happy here because we could runner up a grand final, but yeah, our coach was kind of a shithead and didn't utilize the players that well. But we got the job done the next year, so I wasn't too upset about that. But there was the photos of when we were on the plane. There's Dad when he was all dressed up for his stuff, and there's Mum, just doing her thing, and it's I don't know. We've been going for 2 hours. I think we're almost done here, folks. But I'm glad I was able to get my word in for you guys and just let you know what's been going on and just give you some explanation of why I haven't been active. And just because I feel like I owe it to you guys to just let you know, that things are okay now and that I've gotten over this somewhat, the loss of my mother. It's something that'll never leave, but it's it gets easier day by day. I just take one day at a time and just try to move on. And yeah, she loved me. Yeah, she was obsessed with me. She, I was the last surviving child, and she tried to have a happy life with us, and she did everything she could to just she just did what she could. It didn't matter to her about her health. Like I said, I was her first priority, and it's one of the reasons why I made her my priority when I got older, when she was starting to get sick, in 2008, and I just like looking back at these photos of her because this is when she was more full of life, because I struggle to look at the photographs of her, later on, because she was really starting to struggle, and it's nice to be able to look back here and just be like, yeah, there she is, she's full of energy, and that's how I want to remember her. I want to remember her as the happy person that she was, who would just travel the world and just photograph everything, and that's just who she was. And I'm forever grateful that I had a mother like that, and I'll be forever grateful that I'll continue to have a mother like this looking down at me, making sure I'm not fucking up. But yeah, that's pretty much all I wanted to say. I got nothing else. That's basically it. Mum was Mum, and she made me the man that I am today. She taught me so many valuable life lessons: how to read the room, how to just be a better person, just like she was, instead of just turn out like my father unfortunately did, and just try to make the most of every day that you have, because you never know when it's going to be taken away from you. And that's pretty much it. I'll yeah, just remember the good, and never. That's what I'm doing, man. Like, just look back at the times when she was full of energy, and that's just how it is, man. But anyway, thanks so much for everyone who came on this journey with me just me just getting stuff off my chest and just letting you guys know what an amazing person she was and how much I cared about her and how much she cared about me. And hopefully I can hit the reset button on my life and start fresh. I'm already starting to get my health in check a little bit better now. So we'll just see how we go with that, and hopefully things go well for me and I can probably have a family of my own one day. You never know. But anyway, that's pretty much it. So thanks a lot to everyone who joined me today. And all the well wishes and all the positive vibes people were sending me really got me through this whole ordeal. And I'll never forget it for as long as I live. And I hope you guys have a blessed week. And I will see you guys next time for when I finally start streaming again, or maybe doing some new content. I am motivated. I'm highly motivated now to get back into this stuff. So you guys know I'm gonna be getting into this stuff. You know, I gotta do it for my mom and make her proud of me. So, you know, I'll pick up my guitar again, get back on the YouTube, start editing videos, and we'll just see what happens. Yeah. Anyway, I'm gonna sign off now. Thanks so much for everyone who joined me today, and I'll see you guys later. Take care.